We will be building a landscape in a box with a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. To do this, you'll need some squares of paper that match the size of the box, and also there are some rectangles that match the sides of the box, and some smaller pieces of paper that will make different components. So I just spent a while using a thin pen to create all of the detail on my art. And then I can use markers and watercolor to lightly fill in that detail. The detail goes from the background to the middle ground to the foreground. And I even continue the same colors and images on the sides, top and bottom of my box. Now, there are two pieces that will be cut into a different shape than rectangles, and that is your middle ground and foreground. All the other pieces will stay the rectangle shapes that they already are, but these middle ground and foreground will be cut down a little bit to reveal the detail of whatever shape is there. If it's hills, it'll be easy to cut smooth line, but for my buildings, it took some cutting out to do. And my paper was dry before I cut, otherwise it curls a lot. So the next part of the process is actually a lot faster than you think. Because I spend 90% of my time drawing and coloring, this last part goes really quickly and I can be finished once everything's glued into place. I'm using a glue stick. I'm gluing in all four sides and then the background. Once this part is done, you're almost finished. You then need to create a sandwich with some small spacers for your foreground and background. That means that you're going to be glue sticking on some small wooden blocks, making sure everything lines up really perfectly how you want it. This is your last chance to make any additional cuts or detail changes or replace out even a whole foreground if you need to. And then I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can see how the papers sandwich the blocks. And glue stick does a nice job of holding these together. So there will be a space between the background, middle ground, and then a space between the middle ground and foreground. And gluing as many sides as possible will secure things into place. And you might have to tuck your fingers back and press from the front and back to really sandwich and secure. And this is sped up, so this is actually half the time it actually took in real life. And then you can zhuzh your box so that you can see your 3 layers. This can be any place from your imagination or a book, and you're going to be so happy with your tiny landscape.